Alright, I think I'm good. Let's get the photo. Alright. Well. Hold on, I'm just making sure everything is neat. Making sure everything is functioning. Okay, looks like I'm good. Well, hello, Chelsea fans. That was a very exciting win against Crystal Palace, where we went and won 4-1 at Selhurst Park. It is a huge difference from when we played at Selhurst Park last year under Lampard, where we narrowly got the draw against Crystal Palace, which ended 3-3. But it's just been like a whole turnaround, a whole different team played today. Very like there were some people that we didn't even expect to have such a good game, like Pulisic and Havertz. No one was expecting it. Like we know they're decent players, but no one was expecting it. Like this whole performance all around was just a very convincing performance from Chelsea, and that puts us in a very good position now because people were doubtful after the West Brom game. People were doubtful that this was going to be like where Tuchel's magic just starts happening and all the players start to revert back to how they were when they were under Lampard. But that has just completely not been the case. Tuchel is a man that we know has the ability to change the mindset of teams. We saw it the first time when he first joined Chelsea, when he only had like a few hours at most to prepare this team for the Wolves game, and then he ended up performing. He ended up showing the Chelsea fans what he can do and how he could change these players to play so much better than they were under Lampard. And this is just such a good performance. Not only because this is like coming after an already good performance at Porto, but this is just like something like this is just like this performance I could describe it as like pure domination. Like we were dominating that entire game. From front to back, we didn't really give Crystal Palace a chance, and I know like Crystal Palace are a team that usually don't score many goals or don't have many excellent players, but we saw like at times they were looking very threatening, but at the same time we just closed them down so many times. We didn't give them enough time to breathe. We didn't give them any real opportunity to shoot at goal. I think there was only like once or twice, besides the goal they scored, there was only like one or two opportunities that they actually got a shot on goal. And it's just been a good performance overall. And there's certain players, obviously, like as I said before, there were certain players that really shined today. And we have to give them praise whenever they put performances like that. Like Chelsea fans already like are always to like always want to discredit some players and always want to get like always want to just target some players that they know can play better, and whenever they're not playing better, like they suddenly like they're against them and suddenly like become very hostile towards them. But whenever these Chelsea players that you expect to put on good performances, when they actually do deliver, you just have to praise them, man. Like you just have to be like, yeah, I told you so, or yeah, this guy has more potential than you would have initially thought. And this was just a performance of pure domination, but also a performance where some players that have been like very controversial and pretty much like a little bit hated in the Chelsea community, like they just completely like just turned it and like made a 180 and just completely got their act together. And that that just has to be the result of what Tuchel has done for all of these players, actually. Tuchel is just someone who is able to just, get the mindset of these players and just completely change them for the better. But that's enough rambling for me. Let's just get into the players who I have on screen right now. Mendy had a good game. There was, actually, let me get this straight. Mendy didn't really have that much to work for, and like it's always the thing with goalkeepers where it's like they have a good game depending on whether or not how many chances actually break through our defense. And there weren't a lot of chances that actually broke our defense. And the one time Mendy should have saved, he let in a goal. So um, like I always try to put the goalkeepers in the same realm as our defense, but at the same time, like Mendy doesn't get a clean sheet, but that's okay because our defense definitely made up for that. And let me just go into our defense right now. Azpilicueta again, just never letting any defender, never letting any attacker beat him. There were many times when either Benteke or Zaha tried to beat him, especially in the second half. They tried to beat him down the left wing, and he was never afraid to put his body in. And even at the age he is now, like many people would consider him like someone who's been at the club for a really long time. Um, like despite him getting older and older, he always seems to just be giving the same amount of performance, the same amount of energy that he always has. And especially when it came to closing down Benteke and Zaha, he just put on like a spectacular show. Again, very defensive. Definitely one of our most important players in this team. Never gave the attackers any chance, and that's just how he always is, and that's why he is our captain. He is like the leader in our team because of that, and he's able to just completely put players off of their game. Going on to Zuma, again, very. The first time we seen Zuma actually played in West Brom, but like this is like one of a few performances that we've seen from Zuma ever since Tuchel ever since Tuchel came in. And Zuma again puts a spectacular show. He gets the goal again, and we know how vital he is. And this is something that I said in the watch along. He is very good at the air, and we all know that. That's why he has like 5 goals to his name, and most of them are because of his headers this season. And he's just such a big threat. He barely, whenever he's in the box and whenever there's a corner, whenever there's a free kick, and the ball just goes into the box, he's always dangerous. It always goes to him, and that goal just summarizes how much of a help he can be in the attacking wise. Like, he is good defensive, but I think he's a defender that offers a lot attacking wise as well. Actually, out of all of our defenders, besides Asby, and we know Asby is like mainly known for giving his assists to the attackers, while Zuma can actually do one better and actually score for himself. So I was just very happy with Zuma's performance today. Going on to Rudiger. Rudiger, again, that brick wall that we have in that team. I'm going to say it again, like he has improved the most out of all the defenders this season. Under Tuchel, actually under Lampard, I think we can all agree that Thiago Silva was our most important defender. Well, now it's kind of like Rudiger, who was like, completely put out of the squad under Lampard, and Tuchel, who has now put him back into the squad. He's been our most like perfect defender, I would say, because he is just someone who can control the tempo in the back. He is someone who can always close down, the toughest of players. He can always prevent, chances from ever like getting anywhere near our box. He's usually the one who actually like clears it out and stuff. So I thought it was a very solid performance from Rudiger again. I would definitely put him in the Porto game because I feel like he is definitely our most crucial defender at the moment. Going on to Hudson-Odoi. Hudson-Odoi, yeah, he is definitely someone who he's been under the radar a bit because, he definitely hasn't been getting the minutes that I think he deserves. But again, he is very dangerous on that flank. He's always dishing out crosses, looking dangerous. Definitely linking up really well with our midfielders, and there were just times when he would just completely take on someone on the right wing, and there were times when I feel like he could have done better, like especially when there were times when he wanted to do things by himself. He wanted to cut inside the box and then take a shot for himself. I definitely think that could be refined more on his part. I feel like he definitely should have at least scored because he was just pushing so much forward and giving the defense too much. He was definitely making the Crystal Palace defense work, and I feel like he should have been a lot more lethal compared to his because of his performance today. But overall, a decent performance from Hudson-Odoi. And going on to Jorginho again, I would say that his interceptions are becoming a lot more clearer to me. Like, I'm seeing why he's so important. It's because he definitely has the potential to control the tempo. He also does very well in making interceptions, and he's just a good pairing with Kovacic, who, I would say those two complement each other very well. because Kovacic, as we know, is someone who always likes to go forward and stuff like that. He always likes to take the ball, and Kovacic is more, and I mean Jorginho is more of the passing type, the more laid back, and whenever he is called to, he will definitely like make a challenge, to stop the influx of, like, whenever Crystal Palace moves up, he's definitely there to stop whatever play is going on in the midfield. So I feel like that pairing is so good, and but there's also like a lot of things that we saw. But there's also like a lot of potential in the Conte and Kovacic, so it's going to be very interesting to see which pairing we end up choosing for the future, because I feel like we're always switching between Kovacic, Jorginho, Kovacic, Conte. We haven't seen Jorginho or Conte yet. At least I don't remember seeing it. I think we actually did play. Actually, I do believe that pairing happened once in a game, but it's going to be very interesting to see which pairing Tuchel might stick with in the future. Like, he always likes to change it up, but who knows? He might end up picking, because now everyone's fit. He might end up picking like his own like lineup. That's like just pick a fixed lineup with the same players always playing, but. That's my reaction on those two. And Kovacic again, like, let me just talk about Kovacic some more. Very good at crossing the ball. Very, very good at just moving in the middle. He never puts in a foot wrong, as I always say in the watch alongs. Now going on to Chilwell. Chilwell again doing very well to move across. He is showing a lot of his attacking capabilities, which is something that, you know, we haven't, like, it was present at the beginning of the season, then he kind of like dipped in terms of his abilities when he in like the other half of the pitch, on the opponent's half of the pitch. But now he's showing that, especially in the Porto game and in this game too, he's showing that he does have a lot to offer whenever there's an opportunity to go forward. And he's not afraid. Like, there were times where he used to like not want to, like, there would be open space on the wing, and there'd be some times when he just wouldn't want to like go down the wing. Well, now he's definitely showing his prowess when it comes to, you know, just taking the ball and just beating defenders on their wing. Like, we know he's fast, and he shows it again. Like, right, like in the when he won the free kick for Mount, he showed like before that, when he actually got fouled, like, he was just able to just like breeze past the defender and win the foul. So I feel like that is definitely something that is very crucial to Chilwell. And that is something that, like, you know, people are always debating whether or not we should put Alonso or Chilwell on the left as a left wing back. I feel like Chilwell definitely has earned that position because of his recent performances. So, and he's definitely someone that like has earned his position in this team. I believe, after losing it to Alonso at the beginning of the Tuchel era. And now going on to Pulisic and Havertz. I want to talk about those two guys because those two guys were spectacular in today's win. They were all over the place. They were just, you know, linking up with each other so well. Obviously, Havertz was the first to get the goal. It's a very... It looked easy to me when I first saw it. I was just like, why don't you just like move a little bit to the left and then shoot? But it actually was a tight angle when you saw it from the angle he had to actually shoot it from. It was a tight angle, but he still found the space and found the opportunity and just slid it past the goalkeeper. And obviously, like, you know, we want to see Havertz get more goals. We want to see Havertz get more assists, and that's what he offered today. And in that second goal, he links up with Pulisic, gives a brilliant pass to Pulisic, and Pulisic, just like how he did last year at Selhurst Park against Crystal Palace, he shoots it at the goalkeeper's near post, and it just beats... I don't remember the Crystal Palace's goalkeeper name, but he just beats him so easily. And it was just very reminiscent of, you know, his form at the end of last season, where people would recognize, like, people recognize his form at the end of last season, like, to be his best form yet. And now people are starting to see, like, he's actually getting his form back. He is, like, quite mirroring his performances of last season, like, towards the end of last season, because that's when he was, like, truly sparking up. So now people are able to see that he's definitely getting his form back, which is always a good thing to see. But also Havertz gives the assist. So it's a goal and assist for Havertz this game, and it's just something that you don't get to really say that often. I know Mount won man of the match, but honestly, my man of the match would be Havertz because of that performance today. And hopefully that does become the performance that, you know, leads to better things, that leads him to get more confidence in the future. And let me just talk about Pulisic a little bit more, because he ended up getting 2 goals So he was our leading scorer for today's match. Definitely want to see Pulisic gain his form again. Talking about Havertz finally getting his form at Chelsea. We want Pulisic to regain his form at Chelsea. Definitely, there's been dips in his performances, and he hasn't been getting enough time recently. But hopefully, like I'm saying, like those two in particular, they definitely have more to offer than what people, like people are already saying like sell Pulisic or sell Havertz, and that just drives me insane because we haven't seen these two play in their best form in a while, and just seeing both of these players like work together and combine so well. Maybe this is why they haven't been playing well individually, is because those two they work so well together. Excuse me, they work so well together. So maybe that is the combination we need. These are the combinations that we need, because we've also been trying to find which is our best combination, which attackers work best, which attack lets us get the most opportunities. And definitely I feel like Pulisic and Havertz need to definitely need to be implemented into their squad more. They definitely need to have their own starting position in the lineup, but that's all going to be decided in the future when you take into account that we also need to integrate Werner, or we also need to integrate Ziyech. It's just going to be very interesting to see how our attack is formed, but definitely I'm very surprised with the combination of those two today. And now going on to Mount, again, our star boy. Many people are already calling him player of the season, or player of the year, I mean. Our player of the year, and again, he never puts a foot wrong, always doing his best. He's always around, he's always controlling how we attack and stuff like that. He's always dishing out passes to either James, or he's always trying to move. He's always making the plays himself. So, and don't forget his effectiveness at corners and set pieces. He is always able to find someone, and yeah, he is very, very good overall. And then now going on to the people that actually got subbed on, because Conte, Ziyech. I think that was it. Conte and Ziyech. And Conte just those two. I didn't really see too much of them because it was the late stages of the game, and the game kind of did die off at the end. But again, I want to see those two be integrated into the team more, because I feel like this team definitely, this specific lineup definitely has a lot of potential. But if I'm being honest, I want to see Conte and Ziyech into the team, because I feel like those two offer a lot. So it just comes down to we need to just sort out our players and see which 11 is the best for us. I think that's the most important thing to take away. But also, even another important thing to take away is that our combinations are just so effective. There's so much dynamic people in this team. There's so many dynamic players in this team, and it's honestly just so surprising as a Chelsea fan to see how much skill we have in this team. How many players that we know or can be some of the best players in the world. We have so much potential in this team. Is honestly just insane to see where we are. And obviously this is very good for us. We're in good spirits. We are getting the points that we need to towards the end of the season. We're in the top 4 right now, but we have to wait until we see the West Ham and Leicester game to fully confirm it. If West Ham win, then we are out of the top 4. But as we approach the end of our games, we have to just make sure that we get as many points as possible. And I'm sure that if we go on to win the rest of our games, then surely either Leicester or West Ham will fall out of the top 4, because I feel like they will definitely lose a game or two. That's just my opinion. But anyways, that is just going to be my review on the game, guys. It was a spectacular performance overall, and I am very happy to see that the team is doing well and just giving it everything that they can. I'm just very flabbergasted by the change in mood and the change of results after just a week's time when we did lose to West Brom 5-2. Well, it's just been a complete change in just 1 week, so I think we are in a good position right now. Anyways, that is going to be my reaction. I've been your local blue. Follow me on Twitter @yourlocalblue, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.